Good morning. So it is January 10th. It's about 72 degrees here in Fort Myers, Florida. This morning I started off around 8:30 and we met in the visitor center where the staff and interns have every Monday they have devotionals there. And something really cool that I learned, the CEO's wife met Francis Collins, who is like super important to biology. He led the Human Genome Project, and in fact I learned that it was through science that he became a Christian, so that was super cool. And one of the worship songs we sang was a song that talks about God's creation and science and how they like come blend together. Great song. And then we prayed for one another. It was just a great atmosphere. We were talking about Echo's goals for 2022 and how God helps us and how he will always help us and be there for us. So that was super interesting. And now we are at the seed bank and we're gonna work on drying off the yams and getting them ready to go be processed. Hello. So January 10th was a super busy day and I had a lot of events going on, so I wasn't able to catch you guys up on what I had learned. There were so many things I learned. It was kind of overwhelming, but I tried to condense it and write a whole bunch of stuff down. But in the morning, we began with a devotional that just kind of begins the week, and spiritually it I believe helps a lot of staff and where interns just to know God's gonna be with you throughout the week and all the time. And they just kind of highlighted, the CEO highlighted on the goals for 2022 for Echo. And then after that time, the interns will go and they will meet with their advisors for their weekly plan, kind of talk about what they'll be doing throughout the week. And then after that, then they'll meet, each intern rotates between the animals and forage bank. So there's the pigs, the goats, the forage bank, and then the turkeys or the chickens, and they'll rotate between those. So normally after that meeting with their advisor, then they will go meet with whoever's in charge of the animals. So I learned that during forage bank, a lot of it can be collected for the animals, but also part of it is cut down and collected to make silage, which is nutrient-rich food for livestock animals, and that will be stored in an anaerobic conditions. And over the years, they can feed the animals this, and this super nutrient, highly nutritionful. And then in the afternoon, we cleaned off some of those yams that we had harvested, and then around 2:45 it was seminar time, which is like, I believe they happen once a week, and it's just a time where someone, staff member, will teach them something really interesting or have something planned. So this time we watched 2 videos. The first video was about a smallholder farmer named Yokuba, and it was just super interesting. This man had, I believe he's from somewhere in Africa, I'm not entirely sure where, but he had experience, he had no experience in farming. He could not read or write, but he created this new system that kind of dug holes and used termites, and it's important to use the resources around us. And he created a beautiful garden, and he was able to feed his family and feed the community. So it's just interesting how a lot of scientists, and there was an environmental scientist there, who they're actually learning from the people because they're using that technology. The second video was super cool. It's about Tony Ronaldo's research, and he's from FMNR, which is Farmer Managed Natural Regeneration. And he just talked about the video. I will post the links because I thought it was super cool. They talked about desertification and how that causes a lot of people to migrate out of a certain area, and that's pushing a lot of our resources, and people are just leaving, so then the areas will just go to waste, and there's land there that can be used. And he talks about an underground forest that is waiting underneath the desert, and the concept is really, really super fascinating. And he even mentions it's awkwardly simple how this concept came to be. And I will post the video, but that was kind of how my day ended, and it was just really interesting to see how we have all of the tools. We know that it's there, but just learning how to take these areas that are the desert areas, and learning how can we bring more resources, how can we plant in those areas using what's already there. It was a pretty interesting day.